The highest good. We're working with hemimorphite or hemimorphite. Look it up. It's some good shit. Anyway, authorizing officer Tuesdays. This is for my wild ones. Because the last time I confessed that it was ridiculous of like going through like how many readings per day, like together. Huge compilation of, you know, spidey senses, just really just full immersion. And so, that was just a singular day, let me tell you. Like, I've been listening to, gosh, nearly 100 readings per day. That includes the shorts, but still, for sure. And, you know, it's just kind of like one of those, like, you know, city council meetings. Like, okay, there's an agenda, but there are also kind of like some scheduled walk-ins where you're gonna hear like freestyle, mostly freestyle stuff. But it's okay, because like it's a good forum, it's a good practice, because public speaking is a well-feared forum for many people. Anyway, here we go. I wanted to get a vibe energy card, so I used a traditional tarot, Rider-Waite-Smith, and it gave me first the Knight of Swords in reverse, focused. Okay, because I got to like diffuse some of that anxious energy and just started moving. You know, multitasking. I'm like, what am I doing here? Just like, you know, it's good to just rest, but at the same time, like, I could be doing a plank while you know, like how people are like, okay, anytime you go on TikTok, to kind of like dissuade you and kind of incentivize, like backwards incentivize, reverse engineering incentive with you know, the doom scrolls, especially with, I think, TikTok. They're like, okay, every time I go on, I'll create a post. That way you're kind of 50-50ing it, but like paying it forward first. Like, you know, first things first. And why did we even get there? Holy crap. Angels, help me. Just kidding. If I need to remember it. Oh God, I forgot. Paying it forward. Da, 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 da. I don't remember. Oh, ADHD. So I don't know how this, but this was in the same train of thought. Before the caboose, let me tell you. It was, cleaning. Yeah, cleaning. So, yeah, yeah, I could be doing a plank. See, I got there. Thank you, angels. I could be doing planks. I could be exercising. Well, you know. So anyway, I got from there to other activities while cleaning, and there's so much I want to do. So thankfully, I'm still alive. I alived myself. All right, so focus, and then you're gonna pin it down, Tina. Pin it down, my wild ones. Yeah. But not just like pinning anything down. You got like the cream of the crop, the top. Some of you guys might be tops. I don't know what's going on here, but that's what they said. And your chain hang low. Yeah, so what are we saying this? Okay, well, you're gonna pin it down, but for sure, like, you're gonna stand correct in this focus, okay? So do not micromanage. Like, it's okay to like have a, you know, engage in the occasional practice of open forum, but that's kind of, I went in deep, like high priestess level, and so I do not, it's good to like change things up, like, because, you know, like, the more you go out there, you realize like, oh gosh, I've been settling for this. I've been settling for these conversations that I'm trying to opt out of already for how many years? And so I'm talking about like on a domestic level, even like, you know, circles of friends, like what the, no, there's got to be a stop to this. Anyway, pinning it down, but like, you know, cream of the crop style, tippity top. Not the lower hanging fruit. And there's nothing wrong with the lower hanging fruit when you're lower hanging as well. Or like, you know, you've never been there. So it's kind of like everything is a museum, at least for me. You see, the sense of awareness and like that tactile nature of getting the feels for reals and on the spot. So next up, talking about tangible, Queen of Wands in reverse, someone that wants to be like, is highly coveted, whether in upright or in reverse, but even so much more in reverse, like skirt, damn. Queen of Wands. I was a little startled, slightly insulted that somebody might be calling me a hoe. Howdy ho, Winslows. No, but so this is, I don't feel like this is like the zone is like objectivity. I think that's kind of already written in the strips, kind of like that's the canvas, okay? So yeah, that's what that is. You know, like people who do like artworks like in reverse, and people are like not getting it on the Gong Show or whatever, America's Got Talent or whatever, and then everybody hits the buzzer, and then like dude is like, oh fuck, I only had like 4 more seconds to turn it up, and then they get to see the big wow factor. Like even if it was done upright, the painting or the picture, if it was done upright, it would still receive like remarkable reviews. But just the fact that even it was more so done in reversal. Oh my god, people do acrobatics here. Ooh. Queen of Wands in reverse. So what they're saying is like, this is like I don't know what song. Oh yeah, like hit me with your best shot, fire away. So this is like the Queen of Wands feeling a little ratchet a little bit, you know, like I know that there are like so many subtleties, like the higher end you go, like how do you got it? Like let's say Newport Beach, or I'm not bagging on anybody, it's just like certain cities have certain cultures, and so when you go up towards that way, there's a little snootiness to it. Everything is like done, like the more money that you make, the more expendable income you have, the more it's like everything is trash, unless it's, you know, in my quarters. And so that kind of like it's like a battle of the wits almost, like I am more educated than you. So it's, you know, like when on resumes they're like, oh, they come from a prestigious escuela, that kind of thing. That's what I'm talking about. So like everything is kind of more like one-upped from there, each era. So it's like, okay, how do I speak to it? How do I display that? And so you have like underhanded remarks, and it goes like the communication is altered according to like male to female, female to male, different roles, etc. And so there's a lot of like linguistics tied into it, like within the culture. So like, but at the same time, someone from a different like country would be able to, if as long as they are grounded, they would be able to understand like the common thread behind it. Yeah, but someone who is challenged, feels challenged, and combative with life, they would feel more of like the 3D world, of like not understanding like what people are meaning, like language barriers, right? So anyway, hit me with your best shot. Okay, and to verify that, they're still saying like you're still a brick house. Whatever gender or non-binary, whatever you are, they're still saying you're solid as far as your temple. Home and hearth, you're still good, okay? Okay. Yeah. So for about a week now, I have not looked at my bank account because I'm like, oh my god, I'm not gonna go back and grovel to like people who were not just bullshitting me, but like, oh my gosh, I was looking at a flashback of on my feed, like I don't know, anywhere from like 8 to 9 months ago, and I was like, oh my gosh, I didn't like my skin. I saw a huge difference. You'll see like the huge energy drain. Like I had no idea. So anyway, it gets worse before it gets better. So going through that tower moment of the fall, like, holy crap, you're digesting, somebody like just pushed me off the ledge or whatever. And then there's only one way really that it ends, dominantly. And so, that's, so it's just like the digestion period of the tower moment of the fall. All right, so wonderful thing though, the header card is on the left side, the star card. It looks like, oh, you could be swinging on a star for sure. Because every time I see this, I see like a pole dancer, right? And I don't want to say that because I'm like, oh my God, people are gonna be like, nah, nah, nah. You know, I just know that the people that have the most things to say about it are bullshitters anyway. At heart, at the core, major bullshitters. And they think that they're doing me, you know, good service and justice and trying to like tap the Lord's name on my chest, you know what I mean? Like, it's crazy. It's crazy. And then, like, God forbid, I try to find any, like, saving grace, some kind of, like, happiness in what I'm doing. Like, God forbid. What a disgrace. So, anyway, it, like, every now and then it ticks me off when I get the hunch that people are trying to make my family feel bad about, not just like me, but like my family about it, like my parents, like, who the fuck are you, you know? So, it only lasts for so long because I have to ultimately trust how my, you know, how these loved ones would respond to such things. And, you know, like, even after you pass away in this life, it's like, or are you going to carry on, oh my, you know, so-and-so, like, made me feel bad because, you know, or like, my, you know, certain loved ones, you know, couldn't handle, you know, my choices, you know, like, who thinks of that? So anyway, the star card is absolutely shining. It is like, this is like celebrity status. Even more so, like celebrity crowned status. And so, like, seated at, you know, exclusive tables, not just VIP. These are like speakeasy level. And you know how I know this is because, like, this is the left side, which is the recipient side. So you're not like going there like with hope, like, oh my God, like, okay, can I do this? Can I afford that? Can I, you know, it's not that question. It's not, it's coming to there with inquiry, like just checking the mailbox. And there's a lot of messages here, but like, I'm trying to focus on which ones I want to send out. But this is like going at it like already confidently, like I match up whatever's gonna come through. Like I'm pretty sure whatever comes to plate, like I can handle. And it's either gonna be, a reward, like match time, or it's gonna be something that you can kind of like pull a little like whimsy twist to, you know, like I think I got the first flavor of it like in decor with, what is it, shabby chic kind of energy. Like that was like, I don't know, 20 years ago, holy smokes. But like, you know, the mashup of that was not the first of it, but that was like in its domestic, like Martha Stewart sense. Like, oh, now it's hitting different worlds, different cultures, different walks of life. The ones that are more like conservative and like fixed. And so anyway, not saying anything political, but I'm saying the star card, it's coming into that inbox, and it's this like undoubted attitude, but it's already ingrained. Like you're not, it's just something that's automatic. So anyway, look at that. Like, I don't mind you, you don't mind me. It's good, you know? And then so on the right side, so this is definitely huge confirmation, like cemented. Like the garage floor is epoxied. You know what I mean? Like this is more like closer to, this is where I wanted it to be. The forum, not just clean slate, but fortified. Like it's looking glassy. Yeah, so there's that on the recipient side. On the doing side, like, sets you up for massive success, like making your mark. King of Wands. This is not just on a singular sense, but the motion is quite personal. It's intimate, like individual, but it's impactful towards like the exterior. So this is kind of like splashing in a puddle, but this is with a lot more pressure. See? Do you see it? And so there's, you know, like when glass breaks, like little shards or like even large shards can escape through the extreme like force of that ricochet. And so even though you like vacuumed and like duct taped, you know, and did that like fine tuning on an isolated area, like a certain radius, like there's some anomalies that shoot even farther. And so that's what it's looking like over here. So it's making a mark with what you're known for, darling. This are my wild ones, the ones that are not just taking calculated risks, but like faithful risks. So this is also like a red line energy. Like, make no mistake, this is the first time I've received this energy, but make no mistake about it, I'm the one that did this. This is my particular red line on this craft, on this issue, on this point. So talking about like council meetings or whatever, there might be some like lawmakers, you know, service people. Yeah, here. I heard a yeah, like a horn. But anyway, there's so there's like, yeah, a little bit of clowning around. So but this is also kind of like fun too. So it's knowing like when to have like the bold mark, and then it like it's there's like a fine line, fine tip here. So this is isolating. This is very like precise. Oh, you know, like not many people have experienced this, but like when you're trying to like break the, you know, thing in playing pool, you have to like flow with a certain amount of, like, you have to have a degree of certainty in your first hit. Now, like, if you're skeptical about it, like have anxiety, you you might miss like the ball to like to motion. Two, you might like scathe it, and then it might like just spin off onto the right, like some, like, I don't know. Like, you wonder which one is worse, and it's like, I don't know if anybody else has experienced that kind of anxiety, but I have multiple times. So so I get caught up in that, and so here it's talking about like a certain level of like a degree of precision. Okay, so this is like a huge reality check, like even a culture shock for me, and things that have changed. It's like, dude, like if I went from that true story reality to where I am at right now, holy crap. Now, it's not to say that if I were in a pool hall that I would not engage in the same thoughts, but I would be a lot more aware, like, whatever, fuck it, I'm with friends. It's okay. So that's where we are, wild ones. What do you gotta say? My expanded divine panel of the Infinite Eight. Knight of Wands in reverse. Why do I got that? I don't understand. Ace of Cups. So I'm getting several messages from it. we'll go with the first one. Mine. Okay, so this is like kind of like when you put yourself out there, you are undoubtedly going to encounter like players at like kind of like a rookie level, based on like intellect and this defined energy. You're gonna encounter a lot of like players, and this is kind of like lower level, like immature, like underdeveloped version. So I would say it's more like gosh, what were they saying about it? Shoot, what was it? Opportunists, yeah. So like it's kind of clear on that, but it's like, everybody's still a person too, so you can kind of pick up on that kind of energy. You see that, like those sticks, let's say when you're like doing beach cleaning or like some kind of community service where you're picking up trash, it has those sticks, whatever. Or even the receipt that goes, on the little stick stamp thing. So it's kind of like picking up like trashy behaviors. And this is not meant to like insult anything. It's just a reality. Like you're bound to encounter that. Or are you gonna just like stay inside, like, or like put your blinders on every time you're outside? No, you get a glimpse of the world. You get the luxury of that scope. Okay. And so you're picking up on these like social cues in any culture, in any vibe. And so it's like, it's kind of refreshing, like this new sense of awareness. You're not like toxic positivity and anything. It's just like, oh, okay. So now that I have a certain open awareness of such things that happen without having to control any like thing exterior, it's like, it's resource to self-management. And so it's yeah, this is like baptismal in its offering. Like this is newfound glory is what so it's not just like refreshed awareness, but it's definitely, you see there's right there, like once you're in that arena of awareness, it does feel like replenishing. It's not the same old anymore. Yeah. So the prefix being the star card is like quite wonderful. In fact, I'm glad that we did energy cards first. So it's like focus on what's real. Ah! And it felt like this. So this is inverted and that's extroverted. So go after the things that you want, like pin it down. You might as well. That's what they're saying. Okay. All right. For my wild ones. Oh, bottom of the deck, 9 of Swords in reverse. Do not stress. Top of the deck, Death. Oh, Death. Do not stress. So there's like end times. Like, this is the closing chapter. Seal the deal. It's official. This is the released official, closed chapter. This is the ending. This is a closed casket funeral here. Closed casket. Why did they say it like that? That's weird. It's weird. Not quite. Yes? No. Yeah. 3 of Swords. Oh, it's brutal. Brutus. Hey, that's Popeye's arch enemy. Brutus. I don't know why I said it like that, but I've been getting Popeye a lot in references as of late. Very subtle. If you know, you know. If you caught it, you caught it. Great. That was meant for you and its acknowledgement. But Death and the 3 of Swords, that's 133 angel number. So the thing about like, the chosen 144,000 or whatever, it could be million, billion, trillion, whatever. But 144 is a striking number. Here it's 133. I don't know exactly what they're saying here, but I feel like, like when you're in like the realm of spirituality and health and wellness, holistic, the type of, mediums, the occult, etc. Like, you meet a lot of fake people, a lot of fake people, a lot of masks. And so, like, the last time I talked about this was like a while back, and it was like, okay, so there's, you know, if when you're going out there, it would be generous for me to say that 80% are fake and only 20% are true and for real, when in fact it's actually more like 10%, you know. And so, like, okay, should that let it stop you from, you know, meet and greets and whatever? And I was like, no. So back to here, the 144 down to the 133, the true 11. It's so this 11 is a master number, the master initiate. I think it's also a life path number, but I'm not too versed on that. For me, I feel like, okay, if I were to like intuitively draw from it, master number 11, if it is the master initiate, and we're talking about numerology and life paths, it boils down to 2, talking about duality and kind of balance in that structure. So the master initiate is more of like a go-getter, more of like the underdog leader type of energy that's kind of like in the background, and but does like a lot of like the footwork that makes like the scene, the film happen, or the play happen. And so I wouldn't quite call them just like enabling, but like, you know, hidden stars in themselves. Yeah. So, like, as with everything, like, packaging and presentation, like, matters sometimes a lot more than the actual acting and the actors themselves. And so it's this delivery of an impression in its live performance view. So when you're looking at that, people who, like, do musicals have it, like, way harder. They're like the Circus du Soleil of performance. So anyway, why am I doing that? More like cabaret, for real. Cabaret. So 133. Okay, so this is acknowledging that till death do us part in certain arenas. So this could be like cannibalizing a certain product or product line. This could be like letting go, like, what do you call it? What is it? Dishonorably discharge, you know, a certain member of your grouping, or, you know, there's certain arena. This is somebody was like cut loose, you know. So it's doing away with energy, but like this is done like in its brutal form. But this is like, it doesn't even account for half of the things that, like, the transgressions behind it that were like done upon you. This is done like isolated, you know. That's why we understand now how to use that kind of energy. We've observed it, but we know how to use it healthily, but productively, and still impactfully. So that's the true 11 here. I don't know what they're saying, okay, but I want to go one more underneath. Can I meet my yes? No. Yes? No. They said no. Okay, so we're going to take those 2 top cards, yeah? Yeah, because it's a matter of fact. They said, don't stress. You know what's up. Your chain hang low too. You understand. You understand. So there's a huge emphasis in being objective with the trials that are impressed and magnetized upon these energies that deserve that karma. And so it's just being objective to that. Like, we're not going to play hero to that. We got other things going. Okay. So, my wild ones. Authorizing Officer Tuesday. Oh. Okay. What do you want to tell me? So, like, with the vibe that I'm riding on now, like, I feel like I'm good. So, I don't think I finished a thought on that, you know, like, with the hundreds of tarot readings per day. Like, it's good to change it up to see, like, you know, yeah, I think I did, yeah, like, as far as keeping yourself in check and your crowd in check. And this is no like assertion of fear, but more like due diligence, you know, keeping the energy honest, and in flow. So, okay, what do you want to tell me? My expanded divine panel of the infinite 8 for my wild ones, including myself. They say 7 of coins. Cha-ching. It's in. And again, talking about balance with the 2 down there. And then knowing, like, you have to have the reserves of the 5 of Pentacles there. So, it's like choosing the ripe avocado. Because, like, they all, like, ripen around, like, the same rate. It's like, okay, I have to feel out the avocados. Yeah. And I'm right about them. But, like, sometimes they just... Yeah. The avocados haven't been great this late, you know, as of the past 2 or 3 weeks. But, that's okay. We just switch up our diet. Alright, Seven of Pentacles. Okay, so what's coming in through for my wild ones? Just my wild ones. La-di-da. Ace of Swords in reverse. Pinning something down. Wait. I think this is kind of like an upgrade to your sword, to your, even to your positioning. Like, you're allowed more, there's more access to more knowledge. There's something about like a key in. You see, because it's just the sword right there. It doesn't show the hilt nor any hands on it. Well, it's like kind of disguised, but it's more about the sword itself. So it feels like an upgrade, like Jedi level, like, okay, from Padawan to Jedi type of energy. So there's a huge upgrade in the accessibility of information. So this might be like, I might have some like information like techie type of people here, or even people who do statistics, or data programmer, something like that. But this also could mean occultist. Bottom of the deck, 6 of Pentacles in reverse. Yeah, this is like isolated exchange. Is this database? No, this is more of receiving. So accessibility. So this is like, you know, when you share documents like Google Docs, you can change the permissions on like editing versus viewer, you know, that kind of thing. And so here, this is more about like just receiving, that key into receiving. So there's that for my wild ones. Okay, do we need to clarify for that or any more? Yes or no? What about for me? They said do a separate one for you. All right. Yes? No? Okay. 1, 2, 3. They said 1. Okay, for me. 6 of Cups in reverse. My hands are tingling like a lot. Like almost to the pain, like feeling pain. But it was a good thing. Like, this is a huge upgrade. And I felt that like early, like yesterday yesterday, it was strong. It was so strong. I've never felt like like on my right one. Usually I feel like tingles here and there when people enter or exit a room. I feel like spark up, you know, like a lot on both. But then yesterday it was a lot like, you know, like electrical type of energy. On my doing side. So I'm supposed to mean if yes. I think things are happening like, you know, like in sleep by default already. Like it's happening. So 6 of Cups in reverse. This is taken as, I would say it like my underground like home. It's like the basement level type of workings. Where's my card book here? Okay, let's see. Do they do it in reversals here? 6 of Cups. Yeah. 6 of Cups. Womp womp. A new beginning. A promising future. Renewal. What the frick? That's in reversal. Yay! That's fantastic. I just pictured a seal, you know, going, what the heck? What is that? I think it's like, you know, like when you googly-eyed, like dumbfounded, like happiness, like it's very simple, like happiness. Like, yay, a new trick. But okay, a new beginning, a promising future renewal. That's insane. That's great. I am loving this. I so expected, because like Six of Cups in reversal is like, be like, not a positive card. But, you know, they told me not to take it as a, you know, negative card. And so I thought I was going to have to twist the meaning around it, like kind of cater to that. But it already had it here. That's crazy. Crazy good. All right. Thanks so much. Okay, anything else? We're at 3616 now on the clock. These are the ones. 8 of Cups, 8 of Swords, 5 of Cups in reverse, and 10 of Swords. Ooh, there's a lot of drama here. Hit me with your best shot for sure. That's what's happening here. This is a Master Spiritualist, Master number 88 here featured. 88510 are the numbers here. I don't know. Okay. So this is like a little weird for me, because it's like, yeah, there's a lot of drama. So whatever we have left me behind, my wild ones. This is not like, oh, an educated guess. In moving about. And this is not a wild guess. This is looking like it's undoubted, like having to leave something behind because it caught you up, like making you feel small and cornered. So you have to say goodbye to it. Like there's no, like, that's on one side. On the other side of that is the 10 of Swords. Like, it was going to kill you. It was meant to kill you. Like, the system wasn't just set up to, you know, to have you fail, but it was meant to, like, kill you off. And, you know, like, adding salt to the wound is just like, when you're already down and crunched over, that's when they'll, like, come in for the finalization of that. Yeah. So I'm getting like Mockingjay type of energy where yeah, I don't know why I'm getting that here. But it's done like in like group level in its subtlety. So it's like it's very compounded, like compounded interest in its weight. Let me see. Like, this is a lineup. This is a kind of like military style in its motioning. It's very cold. It's calculated. You see, this is like a kind of like a slaughter chopping block kind of thing, but it's like stainless steel. So this is like a butcher's kind of arena, but it's more like you don't see any blood. It's like on stainless steel, you can just like wipe it, like, and like it'll go down to a bucket, like on the floor or whatever. So it's very much like not just casual, but like a slaughterhouse for sure. So this is done like this type of energy is no stranger to sacrifices. Not sacrifices like in hard work sacrifices, but sacrifices of, that's in killing people off, selling souls, etc. So this is kind of like looking down at things, like, you know you're at an intersection, you know you're at a crossroads, you know that Hecate has put you in a position of this like high priestess scope, like look at what these people are doing to you. 2 swords here, 2 swords here, 2 swords here, 2 swords here, all 4 directions. They're trying to corner you, okay? You hear that? So so looking at that, okay, the intersections, these people are like reflections of themselves. They're kind of telling on themselves, like, it takes 4 of you in all 4 directions in both your, you know, swords. Like, that is ridiculous. There's got to be something like a bigger meaning to like what's happening here. You don't just do that to anybody. Like this is very much like done with precision of thought. It's very, like there's an agenda on that. And so just having to leave that. Okay. And again, this is about the having to leave something behind. There's motioning behind this, so there might be some court motionings or something, but leaving something behind. Okay. And then but only to return, you know, when things are, you find that like calibration. But like you, okay, after leaving, okay, this is kind of like the emo style of the Wizard of Oz, and so you find yourself at that intersection or like the crossroads. Okay, so you say goodbye, okay, to that. And because like you're back, like there's a backpacking of like that type of energy. So this is kind of like how an assassin is created, you know. But this is like you see how people carry on about their ways, and then you tweak it according to your own purpose and your own style. So it's not like apples to apples. This is something like elevating a skill, like on a 360. So I'm hearing enforcement. I don't know why, but it's kind of like, because so there might be like some law enforcement type of energy here, but there's also like positive reinforcement, but built through negative enforcement. Yes, that's funny. That's what this is. Like, okay, I seen what I seen. I got to see, and then and I'm like, okay, I can put a positive twist to this. I can work with this spirit. So then, you know, Salt Bay is created. You know, that kind of energy. Yeah. Okay. Anything else? Yes. No. No more. No more. Oh, whoa, wait. From this deck anyway, because I forgot I got this answer deck. Because I wanted answers, but I don't want to be pushy. May I? I may. Okay, what do you want to tell me? All right. Talk about positive reinforcement. Okay, so now that we've established the ground rules of like positive reinforcement, like silver lining style, yeah, there's a lot of reflection here, a lot of like mirror type of energy. The swords, like looking back at that, water's quite reflective, even in the motioning, like walking through like to the sandbar basically. And then I'm getting SpongeBob, probably the sandbar thing, but like, okay, reflective in the roads and the other people, reflective in like what has to be done or what's been done to rectify the issue amidst all this chaos, and then the reflection there. So like people tell them themselves based on the artifacts, you know. Yeah, I don't know why I said that. Okay, so oh my gosh, jealousy, confusion in reverse, and a lady. So yeah, there's a lot of fakers there, but amidst the confusion, like she cracked the whip, this lady cracked the whip, and has made her way through to see, you know, that. So there's kind of like encoded masks, like people talk in encoding in passages sometimes, like so they may appear to be like church-going enthusiasts, or they may have the artifacts to show like in the background, oh, like they have the pamphlets or whatever, but they're from like 2017, you know what I mean? Like they're so outdated, or like, you know, they just buy into like, okay, so this is my wife, okay, this is like, they just get the pamphlets, but they don't go to church or whatever. They don't do, it's just like a facade, right? An impression. So they have like encoded stuff, or like a labyrinth of like their mask, their version of the mask, you see. But these are pearl clutchers, like they're Shane Hang Low. They're pearls, you know, the pearl clutching like goes like to extreme depths, and it's like, oh my god, I can't believe she would wear such a thing. This is a family event. But no, that, I don't know. So anyway, the lady has cracked the whip. Like, yeah. It's like, I see you. I see you. Okay. Anything else from this deck? From a Wild Ones. So reflections. Okay, so it's no longer smoke and mirrors here. Ooh. Okay, so here, friend, brown hair woman, talent, heartbreak, change, and justice in reverse. What it's telling me, because since it came in one single thing, but like it was kind of like a little shifted. Okay. So some brunette, feminine, energy brunette has come to befriend, to make themselves known, to kind of like, I don't know about handhold, but this is kind of like affection, PDA, PDA. Now, okay. I'm getting like Art Deco, kind of like more expansive, traditionalist almost, like, yeah, like, they like the, like, fine art, intricacies, eccentricities type of energy, like Gatsby type of energy, but a little bit more muted. So, because I'm like, I can't picture like any, like, even though I'm seeing signs of friendship type of energy and like fondness from females, like finally, like what? That's crazy. I am definitely in a new world. This is a new plan. It's coming to fruition. And so, so I can't deny myself of the luxuries of like that reality. And so I leave that open door. Like, see, there's an imaginary open door. Like, I'm keeping that open. Okay. I know it exists, and I'm gonna like haul that reality in. But I still have to be like very cognizant of what's going on around me. So I had to like dig into what kind of energy that would be, and that's the vibe. Very expansive, like creator, but like producer type of like fine art type of energy. So yeah, very talented. Okay, heartbreak, change, and justice in reverse. So for my Wild Ones, okay, so this is definitely the energy of an artist. Seeing like this is kind of the feels of like, the drama masks, it's the fluctuations, but it's also tuning into it. And so, a lot people may scrutinize and belittle artists, from any arena. And so, how do I say it from here? So you get that on the front end, okay? Those that are like the most talented, that are focused on that, experience a lot of that pushback. So there's heartbreak energy. Like, there's aspiring artists too that like are inspired by certain figures, and I've encountered this a little bit too, and that's why I'm likely the most detached from celebrity energy. It's because I've had a few rounds of like glorifying people, and like their work got me through a lot. Like whatever they've produced got me through a lot of trials, like deep trials. And so it's kind of like a weird objectifying association to the artist, that and so, but when I encountered the artist, it was I didn't really have a good experience, and I don't want to put out a name there, but it was a female energy, or female energy, not, but masculinized. I don't know. I just know that like I've even in this world of reading, you know, the energy reads, I've encountered a lot of practitioners where I would try to socialize and a little bit, and it wasn't to like be an opportunistic type of person. It was just like, okay, community, that's what they said, okay, it makes sense, I'm not, you know, and you're like deliberately ignored, or like you can sense in their other readings that they're withholding information, or disguising it, like fine-tuning it, like dumbing it down. They use particular, like the diction that they use, especially if you notice like how they usually vibe. It was very particular, like isolated control in changing the verbiage that's actually coming in that's supposed to be channeled. I know this for a fact. I've seen it several times, a good bundle of times. And it's disturbing because I don't know if like anybody else notices, but I like, you can't deny that. Like, that's hate, you know. And that's, I give people way too many chances. But anyway, it's material, right? It's material, it's a resource. So that's like kind of the life story of talented artists, like in practice. Like, what do you do with these injustices? And so it's like you're built to process these type of complexities, and just, I'm getting like a lot of like composer type of energy. Like, how do you build a message without the words, you know, without any lyricists, without any, you know, any of that. And so that's what I'm looking at here. Okay, so that's for my wild ones. What about, oh, do we have to expand anymore? No, but with me. Okay, what do you want to say about for me? This answer deck. For me. Up. Oh! Oh! It's so house. It fell in my like drink compartment container thing. And but it fell like in reverse on there. It's like, FYI, there's kind of like an IOU of wealth. It's like this is considered like the Ace of Pentacles, so it's dropped it. I get the golden ticket. In fact, I just I couldn't watch an episode of Supernatural because of its content. I didn't want to watch it while I was eating or whatever. And so we just tried to figure out what we would change into, and it was Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. And there was certain parts that I've forgotten about, but anyway, it's like the Ace of Pentacles. And like what bookmarked it was my drink. A little water cup thing. Freaking napkin, and a random green tennis ball. Yes, I don't know what 3 is to mean, but 3 is my life path. Ding, ding, ding. All right. Okay. Oopsie daisy. All right. So that's, I got the Ace of Pentacles. Right there. That's unexpected. All right. That's for me alone. Okay, wait, anything else you need to tell me? Okay. Ooh, look at that. Secrets. Oh, shh, don't tell them. New beginnings in reverse, anxiety in reverse, power in reverse, and, yes, I know. New rules. Look at these mask heroes. Oh, people do know. But I don't know, secrets and mistake. Behind there, hold on. Fair gray-haired woman. Diligence. Oh, okay. So, yeah, so that gray-haired woman, fair gray-haired woman, challenge in reverse. Okay, so something was already dealt with. It is this person, because shoot, fell in here. An older person that was, you know, their secrets, because like in the background, people like these masked heroes are seeing like things that I'm doing, but then they're also seeing the background noise of what is transpiring. So there's a lot of secrets, a lot of like discretion involved. Like people know like what kind of fuckery was happening like behind me, and who was behind it and how. And then Right here, what's trying to hold up my new beginnings. Or you know what, actually? So it's kind of like drum roll, please. Like new set of rules. It's not just a new kid in town. There's a new set of rules. Like there's anomaly rules pertaining to me here, but it's like because of I don't know. There's like this is like kind of like a hidden explanation to like things that were meant to oppress, create stagnancy. There's even written instructions on like how to assess this information. The frick was it? Yeah, it's so like elementary and how things were conducted on the agenda. Like there were layered things that were happening, and so people who don't want to be bothered, like in authority, will not engage in. They'll just be like, oh, that's just, you know, happens every day, or, you know, like, oh, maybe it could have been this, and they just excuse it. But those that really know would be able to see the detail behind this. Okay, so what else fell over here is victory accentuated, like right on the like edge of my seat. Accentuated. Then on the floor is judgment inverted. And then in my shoe, faith in reverse. On the right foot forward. This does feel like a little bit of a limbo period. So there's like with this type of energy that I know best in my walk of life, like I can be guaranteed that there are heroes out there, like good role models, that see me, that see what's happened. But also, this is not just like an act of faith and hope, like trusting in spirit, which is excellent, like primary, pinnacle, but also like, you know, the 3D worldview and like getting from point A to point B, etc. There's this level of like acknowledging your own experiences, so you make personal assessments on like grounded assessments, okay, that are not just like faith-based but logic-based, and so it ensures victory, like met up in the middle. Like the fine line here between that is like faith, okay? So it's yeah, so it's still an element here, but living in this world, you have to like have like proof of certain things. Yeah. Which, you know, if we're talking about artifacts, there are. There are. Forgiveness. Okay. So people are like, well, please, like I don't want to see, you know, this, my fate, you know, from the things that I did. Wisdom in reverse, from all the dumb things that I did. Please forgive me. When people do that, I don't, how should I be responding to that, spirit? Like, because it's like, they're just words, you know, just words. And not even duct tape. They're like, I don't know what to call it. How am I supposed to respond? Two of Pentacles. Noticing that, identifying it just as an imbalance, okay? Oh, like somebody's pH levels are off, so it's like, oh, you stank. I can smell you. I can smell the vermin. So, see what they say. I'll put 2 to like clarify the Chariot. So we move along. Nothing to hear, nothing worthy to see here. Move along. This is not what the tour is about. Two of Cups, master. Okay, so okay, I was gonna say master number 22 here, but on one side is this, and one, yeah. So it's moving along with like the solid things that you've got. These are partnerships, like so when you see that, it's like I have a lot more going for me than when I did back then. And you know, I'm good here. That's how I have forgiven this totality of an experience. I moved on. I have better things. I have better people. You know, I'm in a better place. So that's how you deal with it. That's how you look at it in its totality. Like, you don't give like huge credits to like this closing, like somebody that wants to bow down before everybody to say like, oh, I'm the finishing piece. Like everything has come. No, we're not going to even indulge in that. They were an element and serve purpose, but like we're gonna look at things in totality. Okay, that's good. All right, that's it for now. We have one person here, so we'll get one takeaway for the representative energy. Here, for my divine collective of love and light. We'll take one from here and one from the other. Temperance. Oh, you're so chill. You're so chill. Yeah, this is somebody that's like very they're independent, but it's not just about that. They're what do you call it? Introverted. Like, I likes what I likes, and it's like they keep it close, and it keeps them calm, and it's well mediated, and yeah, crystal clear. Crown chakra activated, but it's also like ingrained in their solar plexus chakra. So they divine and they produce from it, you know. So you can see that in their working, whether or not they use like biblical terms or whatever, or like fancy language. You can tell from the energy that they are very well like they've divined that energy, and it's like sense to share, you know, rather than like commercialize. That's what this energy is, but they undoubtedly commercialize because of that core energy right there. All right, so loss in reverse. Yeah, talk about gains, talking about commercializing. Yeah, so that's my the representative energy here. Okay, so for me, I get 3. First takeaway of mine is Queen of Swords in reverse. Second takeaway of mine is the King of Cups in reverse. What is this? My third takeaway is, oh, I got a double. Knight of Cups in reverse and Queen of Coins. Okay, so we have a whole court here. So I don't know why I got it like that though, because Queen of Swords is a bitch in reverse, and King of Cups in reverse is like emotional manipulator. But then I don't know, emotional. And somebody who uses like their like psychic abilities or their intuitive abilities for ill intent. So why are those my first takeaways? I must get a clarifier for that. I don't know. That was supposed to be down there. Oh, that was part of that. Okay, cool. So what? Bottom of the deck is the Hangman in reverse, which means coming to the awareness, and then it's kind of like, it feels like a switch up in the stance, because if I got this and if it was in, like upright like that, that would mean that there's objectivity in my takeaways. But because this is like coming to the awareness, this is still on deck. This is secret to my sauce. That's what I'm doing. I've come to the awareness of the scope of my reality. And so, but because of that, like there's like a game plan, game change, like a switch stance. Like there's something about that there. I don't know. What is that? I must get a clarifier. Okay, or should I move on to the answer? Move on to the answer deck. The answer deck will clarify it. Okay. Okay, let's get a one for the Queen of Swords. Okay. Pick. They said shuffle. Queen of Swords in reverse. Okay. Fair gray-haired man. Oh. Okay, so this is a mature person that knows how to push buttons, how to talk shit. But it's also, bitch face. What the fuck? What is that? Or being, because it could be also somebody is skeptical, like somebody that's mature is skeptical and thinks that I'm like casting spells or something. Or is it casting spells or a bitch or objective, like I'm withholding information. Like trying to, but it's like I don't know if they're trying to discern. Like the most of the frustration is in like, is Tina deliberately withholding information, or is she like doesn't even know that she has information, or doesn't even like it's. So there's more skepticism, like wondering on that, like than labeling yet. So there's that. Yeah, people are trying to figure me out in this energy. Okay. Now the hair, the way it's done, and like the chiseled nose and like the features are more like, it reminds me of like American Psycho, that type of energy. So people that are very meticulous in their presentation as well as their findings. But these are people that are going to do something about it, but like deciding first. So you see like they're kind of like crisp in their dress code. Yeah, they're very like calculated as well. Do I get one more? Yes or no? From this deck, yes? No. From this deck? No. Okay, we leave it like that, okay? Okay, for the King of Cups in reversal. Maybe it'll just all meld together once I get it together. Okay, so let's see. Shuffle. Okay, for my takeaway of the King of Cups in reverse, doubt. It fell on the Knight of Cups in reversal. Okay. Okay. So this King of Cups is kind of like in the background here. And there's like an element of like doubt either in self, because there's several energies here. Like, but there's also, because it fell on the Knight of Cups in reversal, like this energy knows, like I've been down that path before. I've lived that kind of life of emotional manipulations and etc. And like, but I also know like the upper hand of it, the greater and the lesser keys of Solomon, you see. And so there's like an element of like doubt, like personalized, like internally. Like I've dissected myself before, and I've lived like a very like a life without conscience, basically. So I've been there. I've seen that. So I'm very skeptical of what lays before Tina on the third takeaway. This type of energy in like a youngling, underdeveloped sense, like, and so they're kind of watching out for me. So this King of Cups, for real, it's kind of like undercover and trying to. So I have like these masculines here that are very like, that are matured in their scope. Okay, it's not to say that there's other learnings to be had, but there's They understand that. These are like intellectual kind of energies. And so, but there's like a degree of receptivity here, not just in accessing information, like drawing information, pulling in information, but also like the intuitive side of it. So those are two different casts of masculines here, whether that be embodied in, you know, however you engender yourself. So that's there. Okay, watching out for me. But like it's not 100% protective type of energy. It's more like getting down to the bottom of things, like what the fuck happened here, okay? Or, you know, but the King of Cups is more of like a protective energy. Anyway, it fell on that, the doubt, internalized, okay? Okay, clarifier, choose my third takeaway. Oh, you know what kind of magic I'll cut to that, surprise in reverse. Okay, bottom of the deck, dark hair, numbers, okay. All right, that's just an FYI. Oh my gosh, top of the deck is inspiration. Okay. Oh yeah, this, my new edition, Skibbity bracelet. This is from that 9-year-old that, I mean, this was one of the things that I got from her as of late. And, I just thought it was so cute that she made it. And, so for the magic behind it, my chaos magic, with inner child, combined forces, is that, whatchamacallit, on the receptive side, I shall meet any skibbities with my skibbities. You see that? It works kind of like protective. I know all about those skibbities. It's funny. Anyway, okay, clarifier to my third takeaway. Oh, first off, what do you want to say about that magic? Expanded mind panel of the Infinite Eight. They say Queen of Cups in reverse. What? But that mean 9 of Cups. Oh, they're saying there's more magic than you know, but at least it makes you happy. That's one qualifier. Yeah, and it made her happy, like as far as selling, you know. But yeah, I forgot what I just said, but that's what they said about that magic. Oh, more magic than you know. That's cool. I like that. Okay. All right. So back to here. Okay. So my third takeaway, clarifiers are, ooh, bad news. What is this? What's the bad news about? King of Coins. I don't understand. Bad news. Are you talking about like bad, like Michael Jackson bad? Like, oh, you know it. Who's bad? Or is it like, because it could be also hats off, like disguise, like psych. Or is it like bad news? Like, something had to be sacrificed. What is that? King of Pentacles, destruction reverse. No, this is a fellow creator. This is somebody that I left like some boo-boo stuff. Okay, now the boo-boo patches are on. All right, healing. All right, so this is someone that is truly upright, not just the facade of it. Bad news, but it's like psych, just punked you. Something like that. I don't know. Hold on, give me a second. Bad news. So yeah, this is kind of like Just when you thought things were getting bad. Something about bad. What's Bad News Bears? Is that Sandlot? I don't remember. Is that with John Candy? Bad News Bears? I don't remember. That was a little bit before my time. Bad news. Okay. Somebody. What? Because that's a counterpart to here. Oh, it's kind of disguised. It is disguised. It is discrete information. Like, it'll come in like that. Okay, so that's all the more reason to think positively, be more positively inclined. Yeah, because things are not always what they seem. Again, hats off and bad type of energy. But what is this Knight of Cups in reverse, though? I guess, like, romancing yourself. Like, oh, me? Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. I'm doing good. You want to see the progress on my stubbed nail? This was, like, less than a week after. I think I had to cold turkey ghost, a supposed friend from, like, of 20 years or more. It was so weird. But, the next pop-up that I did, I remember I was like, okay, I'm gonna try this like birria taco thing. I mean, I've had it before, but I haven't had from this place. If if it's really good, then and I do well, then I'll bring some home to the kids. And so, like, I was just like innocently okay. Didn't think anything much of it. I sat back on my seat, but I bought these, like, I guess new chairs to me, but they're like somebody else's. And so but they were higher, and I was like, okay, everything was in place. I got to relax. Okay, now I get to sit down. I had the little, like, meal in front of me, and, like, as I sat down on this, like, high chair, I put my hand, like, underneath it, like, and just like set it in place, like, put my weight on it. And I did not know that it clicked into, there's a locking mechanism, and so it did, the locking mechanism, like, got onto my nail, and I was caught onto it, and I was like, motherfucker, like, before I could even put something in my mouth. And here I am with, like, this hot plate, like, ready, like, feeling like content and all of that, and here my other finger is, like, locked into a chair that I'm actually sitting on, that I put pressure to sit on and lock into place. And so I was like, oh fuck, don't tell me that happened. So I try to wiggle my hand out of it, and nope, it got me. And I'm like thinking about, okay, how do I do this? Because I can't scoot out of it. I don't want to. And so I put my food back, like, on my fucking display table, and I'm like, okay, so how do I skirt around it without, like, causing any more damage? So I did it, but I had to unlock it. Like, just do, like, really think about it. Like, I just go with it, okay? And I did it, like, almost like dislocating and then relocating a shoulder. It was kind of like, you have to just go with your intuition. And so I did it, but, look at it. Hold on. Okay, look at my unshaven legs under here. Do you see that? I don't know if you can see that. That, you see, oh my God, that's what it is. That's almost a month later, or a month about, that's my ring finger. That's what happened. So, that's, there's shit like that going on. And there were other instances that showed, like, there was a lot of, like, workings, happening. But anyway, for my wild ones, on Authorizing Officer Tuesday, things are looking good. For me, for you, yeah. So this is a new vibe, and I think we're just, we're managing well. That's what it shows me. I don't know, I feel like there's, like, a little bit of haziness here. So So I'm just going to get a closing card. For the fits. Look at that. Wheel of Fortune. Dun, dun, dun. Wheels are emotions. See, we are not just on the right path, but we are steering it into the right path. So it does include our motionings, which means that energetically we are meeting halfway from will to the dynamism. And so something about clocking speed here. Like there's some, like, look, I just, like, everyone is documenting each side. So on all directions, like the greatest of the divine are taking notations. It's like fun study time. This is the first time I noticed this, but and that's very interesting. All right, that's it for now. Thanks very much for all donations provided in and of light and love that reciprocate equally and therefore abundantly. But now that this reading is officially over, I call back all my power, energy, essence, gifts, strength, passions, properties, etc. from those that call upon, cast, generate, bring, magnify, multiply, or any variation thereof, the aforementioned ill will, intent, thought form, pattern, and or entity to pass through the white light of the Holy Spirit for cleansings, for blessings, for reformatting to love and light energy, and to be refortified in me, only me, house free, no doubt and no attachment, except for all planets included. Thanks so much. Upon closing the portals in this reading, I send all energies back to their appropriate locations outside of mine with their appropriate karmas to assist them with the sequences. Roll out in light and love. I close the portals in this reading. Now.